Welcome to my channel Max My Heartbeat. So students, I hope everyone is doing well. Everyone is fine with good health and everything. So don't forget to take necessary precautions about COVID-19. Why? Because COVID-19 is spreading very rapidly. So take necessary precautions and be healthy always. Okay. So now let us move to our topic. So today let us continue about complex numbers. So in complex numbers we have discussed about how to denote a complex number and operations on complex numbers. So now in our today's class let us learn about finding square root of complex number, and after that we will see the representation of complex number, how the complex number has originally originated. We have to let us know. Okay. So first let us see how to find out square root of complex number. So for suppose let z is equal to x plus iy is my complex number. Now I want square root of this complex number x plus iy. Then I can write square root of x plus iy is equal to some other complex number. I am taking this as a plus ib. Okay. So if I want to find out square root of x plus iy, I am taking this value, the square root of this complex number, as another complex number, that is a plus ib. Okay. So now by squaring on both sides, we get square root of x plus iy whole square is equal to a plus ib whole square. Okay. Anyhow here square root gets cancelled, so that x plus iy is equal to, here we are left with a plus b whole square, that is a square plus b square, that is ib whole square, plus 2abi. Okay. A square plus b square plus 2ab. So here again x plus iy is equal to a square plus I square b square. So I square value is minus 1 into b square plus 2abi. Okay. So x plus iy is equal to a square plus of minus b square plus I into 2ab. Okay. Now we got one more complex number in the form of a plus ib, right? Okay. This is my real part and this is my imaginary part. So if I record real part and imaginary part separately, then I am getting two equations here. My first equation is x is equal to, so here my real part is x and here my real part is a square minus b square. So this is my equation 1, and my second equation is y is equal to 2ab. Okay. By solving these two equations I will get my complex number. Understood? So this is how we have to find out square root of complex number. So let us see an example. Okay. So find the value of square root of 8 plus 6i. Okay. So I want the square root of this complex number 8 plus 6i. So therefore for that sake I am taking the same square root of 8 plus 6i is equal to, I am taking this as a plus ib. Okay. Again squaring on both sides, we get. Okay. So 8 plus 6i square root under root whole square is equal to a plus ib whole square. So here square root gets cancelled. Okay. So up to here what I am doing means, first I am taking the square root as another complex number a plus ib. Again I am taking squaring on both sides for that complex number, so that square root of 8 plus 6i whole square is equal to a plus ib whole square. So here square root and square gets cancelled. So I am left with 8 plus 6i is equal to, this is again a plus b whole square, so a square, so plus ib whole square plus 2ab. I already have explained this. So again I am writing directly 8 plus 6i is equal to a square minus b square plus 2abi. Okay. Now here I am having real part and imaginary part separately, so that I am taking my real part, that is a square minus b square is equal to 8. This is first equation, and 2ab is equal to 6. This is my second equation. Okay. So now I want the values of a and b now. So for that sake I can take here 2 ones, 2 3s. So I am left with ab is equal to 3. Okay, this is my second equation. If not, so I have two equations here. A square minus b square is equal to 8 and ab is equal to 3. So from second equation what I will do means I will substitute. I will find b value. So I'm getting b as 3 by a. Okay, if I substitute here in the place of b, then what I'm getting a quadratic equation in terms of a, right? So a square minus b square means 3 by a whole square is equal to 8. So a square minus 9 by a square is equal to 8. Okay. So now, okay. So a square into a square, a power 4 minus 9 is equal to 8 by a square. Okay. So now a power 4 minus 9 is equal to 8a square. So if you bring that side, a power 4 minus 8a square minus 9 is equal to 0. Okay. Now we are getting a quadratic equation in terms of a. So a power 4 minus 8a square plus 9 is equal to 0. So here product of a and c. So here our a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 8, c is equal to minus 9. Okay, ax square plus bx plus c. So this I can write as, see here, a square whole square minus 8 into a square minus 9 is equal to 0. Okay, this is my quadratic equation now. So I want the roots of this quadratic equation. Okay, so again I am solving this equation. So I can write like this, a square whole square. So here minus 9 a square whole square means a power 4 I should get. Okay, by multiplying, and by adding or subtracting I should get minus 8. So for that sake what I will do means minus 9a square plus a square. Okay, minus 9 plus 1 becomes minus 8. Minus 9a square plus a square is minus 8 square plus into minus 9 a square into a square whole square. Okay, so now the same I am writing here, minus 9a square plus a square minus 9 is equal to 0. So here I am taking a square common. A square into a square minus 9 plus 1 into a square minus 9 is equal to 0. Okay, so a square plus 1 into a square minus 9 is equal to 0. Okay, so a square plus 1 is equal to 0, a square is equal to minus 1. Yes, in the same way a square minus 9 is equal to 0. A square is equal to 9. So here a square is equal to minus 9 is not possible. So a square is equal to 9. A is equal to square root of 9, that is plus or minus 3. Okay, so in this condition I am getting two values, that is one time plus 3 and one time minus 3. So if I take case 1, if a is equal to minus 3, okay, substitute a is equal to minus 3 in here. Okay, then b is equal to 3 by minus 3. So so 3 gets cancelled. My answer is minus 1. So a is equal to minus 3, b is equal to minus 1. This implies my complex number is minus 3 minus I. Okay, this is my first complex number, that is Z1. Okay, if I substitute a is equal to minus plus 3 now, already first case I have taken plus or minus 3 means minus 3. So when I take minus 3, b is equal to minus 1. So minus 3 minus I is my first complex number. Maybe this is minus 3 plus minus I or minus 3, sir, 3 plus I. Okay, so let us see now. So if I substitute a is equal to 3 plus 3, then my complex number is b is equal to a by 3, right? So 3 by 3. So 3 ones. Sorry, 3 by a. Okay, so 3 ones, b is equal to 1. So a is equal to 3 implies b is equal to 1. Therefore, my complex number is a plus ib, right? So 3 plus I. Okay, therefore required complex number is, so one time I am getting -3 minus I, other time I am getting -3, so my plus or minus 3 plus I. Okay, so plus or minus of 3 plus I is my complex number. Understood? This is how we have to find out square root of complex number. I hope everybody understood this. Yes, so both are possible, either -3 minus I or 3 plus I, both we can write either. So anyhow square root means we are getting plus or minus value, so plus or minus 3 plus I, this is our required complex number. Clear? So this is how to find out square root of complex number. Okay, very very important. Next, let us see our next concept, that is representation of complex number. So our next concept, representation of complex number. So in representation of complex numbers we have three important concepts, that is, first one is finding modulus, okay, and second one is finding argument. Okay, so first one is finding modulus and second one is finding argument. So first, before going to finding modulus, let us see how to represent a complex number on a plane. Before going to plane, first let us see real numbers on number line. How to represent real numbers on number line? Already we know, right? Same like integers. Yes, this is one line, and on this, in the middle 0 will be there, and right side positive numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and left side negative numbers -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and so on. Right? In between only we'll get fractions also. For suppose 1/2 means here we'll get 1/2, here -1/3, and pi value 3.14 somewhere here, like this. Right? So this is our real numbers number line. So how to represent complex numbers number line? So we can write complex numbers number line also. So in general, what we use complex number means definitely we have to use I. So in terms of I, let us change this complex number line as complex number line. So imaginary numbers, not to write. So imaginary numbers number line. So how to represent imaginary numbers on number line? So this is how we have to represent imaginary numbers on the number line. Okay. So this is the same line I am taking. In the middle 0. Why? Because I multiplied by 0 is 0 only. So afterwards every number we have to multiply by I. So I, 2I, 3I, 4I, and so on. So here also minus I, minus 2I, minus 3I, minus 4I, and so on. Okay. So here also we will get same. In between value is I by 2. Here minus I by 3. And here somewhere pi into I, that is pi I. Okay. So this is imaginary numbers number line. So I want Cartesian plane of this, both imaginary numbers and real numbers on the number line. Okay. So we know that Cartesian coordinates means, Cartesian plane means like this will be there, x-axis and y-axis. Right? This is our Cartesian plane. So here we will get all numbers on the both sides. Both sides will get real numbers. That is, both on x-axis and on y-axis we get only real numbers. So this is our Cartesian plane. Okay? Means real numbers, plane of real numbers. This is our Cartesian plane. What is this called? Cartesian plane. But can we represent number line, complex numbers in this number line? Not possible. No. Why? Because there we have real part and imaginary part. So for that sake we need one more plane, that is Argand plane. So in the argand plane, what will be there means on the x-axis will be having same real numbers. Okay, on the x-axis same real numbers will be there, and on the y-axis we will be having imaginary numbers. Okay, so whatever the numbers, imaginary number line we have taken, that we are taking here in the y-axis, so that we are getting this plane as argand plane. Argand plane means complex numbers number line plane is called argand plane. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So here -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. So here what I am getting? I, 2i, 3i, 4i and so on. So here also -i, -2i, -3i, -4i and so on. So this is our argand plane. ARGE argand plane means the plane which contains the coordinate plane which contains both real numbers and imaginary numbers together is called argand plane. Okay, so by using this argand plane we can find out modulus and argument. Okay, for suppose I want to represent, so this is my point P, which is a complex number, that is x plus iy. Okay, so here whatever the distance from 0 to here, this is my x. Okay, and whatever the distance from here to here, this is y, is nothing but yi. Okay, so come together with x plus y, x and y together here forms the x plus yi, is my complex number here. Understood? So x plus yi is my complex number here, which is x distant from x axis and yi distant from y axis. Clear? In general we take only y. Okay, anyhow we are taking this as y, so this is y. So now for suppose, so in this argand plane only, let us find out modulus of a complex number. I hope everybody understood what is argand plane now. So that is representation of complex number. So now let us see our next, that is finding modulus of a complex number. How to find out modulus of a complex number? So this is my origin. So this is a point P, which is representing my complex number x plus iy. Okay. So modulus is nothing but my distance from O to P. This becomes R. Resultant is nothing but modulus of a complex number. How I am getting this value? So for suppose, already I have said no, this horizontal line distance from 0 to here, this is x, and this vertical line from 0 to here, this is y. Okay, and if you observe clearly, here I am getting a right angle triangle, right? Yes, so this is a right angle triangle. Okay, so R is nothing but hypotenuse, right? So if I take R, so by using Pythagoras theorem, we have R square is equal to x square plus y square, right? So R is equal to modulus of square root of x square plus y square. So whatever R value we are getting, square root of x square plus y square, this only becomes the modulus of the complex number. Understood? So modulus of complex number is denoted by small r is equal to square root of x square plus y square. So in general we can write like this also, modulus of z. Z means our complex number whatever we are taking. So here our complex number is x plus iy. Okay, so like this also we can represent modulus z is equal to square root of x square plus y square. Up here everybody understood how to find out modulus? Yes. So here we are using what theorem? Pythagoras theorem. Okay, by using Pythagoras theorem we are getting r square is equal to x square plus y square. Okay, So this is about modulus. Now let us see argument. How to find out argument. So for suppose the same complex number I am taking, p is equal to x plus iy. Yes, I want to know at what angle it is inclined, means what is the argument of this complex number. Yes, with respect to positive x-axis from here. Why? Because from here we have seen from this point. So what is the angle of inclination theta with respect to positive x-axis? Yes, anyhow this value is r, we know that, and this is x and this is y. Okay, so how to find out theta value in terms of x and y? Yes, we have one formula, that is sorry, here this is x, this is y, this is x, positive x, and this is y. From here to here this is x, and from here to here this is y. Okay, so opposite side by adjacent side, that is the in terms of y and x and y, am I correct? So that is nothing but tan theta. So tan theta is equal to y by x. So theta is equal to tan inverse of y by x. So this is the argument value of our required complex number. Okay, so this is how we have to find out argument value of our required complex number. Okay, so students, this is about square root of complex number and representation of complex number, I mean modulus and argument. Still, how to find out argument of complex number in 4 different quadrants, that we'll see in our next class. Okay, so for today this is my class about finding square root of complex number and modulus and argument of complex number. I hope everyone understood all the concepts. Yes, if you really understood, please give it a thumbs up and please share my video to your friends and inform them to subscribe my channel for learning maths in a very easy and understandable manner. And if you are really interested, please follow my videos, and if you are missing any of the previous videos, first watch my previous videos, then only you can understand every concept perfectly and take necessary precautions about COVID-19, that is must and should. And signing off today. Thank you.